You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters, let's talk about the 2026 NFL Draft and Diego Pavia. Yeah, that Diego Pavia, thug life himself. F those Heisman voters himself out of Vanderbilt, all 5'9" and 7/8 inch of it. When he gets to a team, are they going to pick him up and burp him? Inquiring minds want to know. Of course, carrying around his attitude, we got a couple of things involving Diego. We've got ESPN's Matt Miller, pretty good draft guy actually, has put out a mock projection for Diego Pavia. It's not good. It's not good. And we've got The Athletic actually projecting him to go to a team. Guys, I scrolled down the article to make sure this wasn't from yesterday, that I wasn't being April fooled from yesterday. I'm not. This article came out this morning on April the 2nd. And I was like, oh, God, please let this happen. Outside of the Browns, this other team that they're projecting, the Jets, Diego Pavia in New York. What a circus. What a circus. Aaron Glenn better be dusting off that DC resume right about now. He won't make it to week 6. I'm shocked they kept him. I really am. So, names like Fernando Mendoza, Ty Simpson, Carson Beck, other passers, dominating early projections. This is Newsweek, randomly. That's why the latest update from NFL draft analyst Matt Miller hit so hard. In his newest 2026 mock draft, by the way, this psycho, who's a good draft guy, just did a 7-round mock draft. God, dog. What? All right. He released it on Monday. Miller projects the Vanderbilt quarterback, the 2025 Heisman finalist, one of college football's most electric playmakers, will go undrafted. Undrafted. Oof. For a player widely viewed as one of the best players in the sport a year ago, that's a complete market collapse. In 2025, Pavia authored one of the most improbable seasons in recent SEC history. 70% completion, 3,500 yards, 29 touchdowns, 8 picks, 862 rushing yards, and 10 more scores on the ground. I will say this about Diego versus Dillon Gabriel. Diego is more of a playmaker. I mean, Diego is got more, I might grab the ball and take it 25 yards for a touchdown. He's got a little bit more of that. But he also reminds me of Johnny Manziel, who he happens to be hanging out with right now, in the fact that Johnny got to the NFL and found out he was slow. Remember Johnny running around in college, all this playmaking, got to the NFL? Yeah, that defensive end, way quicker now. Way quicker. That linebacker, faster. He also carried Vanderbilt to the first 10-win season ever, staggering around a turnaround for a program long buried in the SEC hierarchy. I think a lot of us are wondering, what is Vanderbilt going to look like? So why is his slide happening? Pavia measured just under 5'10" at the Senior Bowl, a critical data point for teams already hesitant about sub-6-foot quarterbacks. I will say this. I think teams have learned their lessons. I guess. I hope. He posted on Instagram saying, expletive, all the voters, talking about the Heisman voters, which went viral, then appeared at a club next to an anti-Indiana sign. He quickly apologized, admitting, quote, he didn't handle his emotions well. Oh, well, that's going to work out great in the NFL. So, there's that. Now, there's this. Diego Pavia to the New York Jets. Again, I looked. Let's verify right here. April 2nd, 2026. Okay. This, yeah. Wow. Quarterback, Diego Pavia, Vanderbilt. Nobody said these selections have to involve first rounders or even fourth rounders, such as the case with, well, making the case for Diego Pavia, who isn't going to be for everyone or even most teams. For the Jets, sure, Pavia is a rambunctious and immature and stands 5'10". He's got the shortest arms of any quarterback in the combine. For every reason he doesn't make sense, though, you can't deny how he impacts teams and the players around him. So why should the Jets take a chance on Pavia? Was the Jets. Seemingly every quarterback the Jets draft flops
I spent a lot
early,
of time on that foundation.
as did Zach Wilson and Sam Darnold. I have no idea where that was.
Hi, this is Regional Power and Utility. You're
no,
scheduled
they're
for
trying to
shutoff.
sneak
Do
a
not-
there. Trying to sneak an ad in on me. Wow. The Jets draft early. Zach Wilson didn't work out. Sam Darnold didn't work out. Pavi's a low-risk, high-reward possibility. Nobody should be naive about his antics or competitive nature. He's far from a prototype, but maybe the Jets just need a baller. If he performs well, he instantly becomes a fan favorite. If he doesn't, cut him and move on. Scott Dosherman. Dosherman is a college football writer for The Athletic. Okay. So, but if you're going to take a guy late, why not just take a guy a little earlier, like a Drew Aller, who's 6'5" and has a fucking sniper rifle attached to his arm, and that ball can cut through that wind in Jersey? I mean, if I'm just taking a flyer on if I'm to take a flyer, and there's quarterbacks I like in this draft. All right. Again, I like Nussmeier. I like Beck. All right. I like Nussmeier more than Beck, but the only thing on Beck that concerns me is some of the stuff he has said at times has rubbed me the wrong way, but he's got the tools and the size to be an NFL starter. All right. He's got the arm for it, a little more mobile than people give him credit for. Again, I think there's 4 potential starters in the NFL in this draft. Drew Aller could be the 5th one. All right. I don't love him as much as I know a lot of people are, but if you are going to take a flyer on a guy, that dude has a gargantuan arm and he's got size. He could have some accuracy concerns. But at some point, when do we start asking questions of the NFL as to why you can't take a guy like a Drew Aller and make that guy an NFL quarterback? Like, why? How can you not coach him into a good NFL quarterback with those tools? And I'm not talking about an Anthony Richardson kind of reach where a guy's only got 13 games. No, Drew Aller played real college ball. I don't mean draft a guy that ain't got no starts. I mean draft a guy that's got, 30 starts in college, 800, 1,000 attempts, played real ball, and has the traits, put them together and try to make a good NFL quarterback. Again, this is where, and I brought it up the other day, this is where the UFL and the NFL needs to get together. And some of these first and second year quarterbacks that are young, that are taken late, that's where they need to get sent, is they need to make a deal, and those draft guys get sent. The Diego Pavias, send him to the UFL. Drew Aller, send him to the UFL. You help that league, you help your own league because they play pro ball. I mean, something's got to be done. There's no way the NFL is not letting guys slip through the cracks that could have been a starter and nobody ever found it out. It's got to be happening. Tom Brady is a good example. And I know he's an outlier, but I'm just telling you, Brock Purdy, Tony Romo, those guys, Kurt Warner, those guys exist right now on NFL rosters. Nobody knows it. They're not getting enough reps to find out whether the guy's good or not. I shit you not. There's got to be... the NFL needs a farm system. They really do. Tell me what you think. And I mean something that runs... People will say, well, but colleges. No, something that's running NFL real pro concepts. All right? That's put together and you got some NFL coaches involved and that kind of thing. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.